Hey guys, what is going on? So I promised you this training, so we're going to get right to it. This is going to be a training on influencer marketing, all right, and how you guys can crush it with this exact model, okay? But first, let's go over a few house rules. First of all, I want to be super respectful of your time here today. So guys, if you're watching this training, then make sure that you turn off your cell phone, unless that's where you're watching this from. You want to make sure that you're somewhere that it's quiet and you can actually focus on the training, because I'm going to give you guys a ton of gold here. And above all else, make sure that you take notes. All right. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and you're going to want to write down a lot of this stuff. Now, the most important thing that I feel like it is, to tell you guys right away is that your limiting beliefs of what's possible is ultimately what's going to hold you back. Okay, so I want to overcome some of those limiting beliefs right now, just so we can go ahead and get that out of the way. So first of all, you guys are probably thinking no one will want to promote my products, right? I have no authority. I'm not, well known. I'm not a big brand. Nobody's going to want to promote what it is that I sell. And, I just want you guys to understand that that is absolutely 100% false. These influencers build these huge followings with the hopes of eventually monetizing them. The big problem is these influencers don't have a product to sell. So they spend all this time, this money, this content creation, all this stuff that they're doing to build these huge audiences, but then they have nothing to promote to them, so they can't really monetize their audience. Now, don't get me wrong, there are influencers that can, but it's actually very, very few and far between. So when you can get in front of one of these influencers and leverage your products with their audience to make them money as well as you money, then they're way more likely to want to promote your products. Now, another big limiting belief is there isn't an influencer for my niche. I promise you there is millions of Instagram pages with hundreds of thousands of followers, and it really, they don't even have to have a huge following if they have just a super loyal following, right? So let's say, they have a following of 20,000 people. Now, granted, I usually target people with minimum 500,000. But, just for this example, let's say they have 20,000, but they're super, super committed. Like, you check every single post on their pages and they have tons of engagement. So like 15,000 engagement out of 20,000. Okay. So, to believe that there's not an influencer for your niche is absolutely incorrect. Even if you sell the most off-the-wall product, there is somebody on Instagram that would promote your product to their audience, even if it's just similar. Okay? The next one's going to be, I have no money to invest into products to sell. Well, great news, guys. If you're worried about the money, if you're worried about having something to invest into yourself, the best thing that I can tell you is this exact model that I'm going to teach you here today. It does not require paid advertising. It doesn't require you to purchase products before you sell them. None of that. So, what you're going to learn here today is absolutely going to blow your mind. If you're worried about having money to invest, that is not going to be a problem for you. The next thing is going to be, I'm not a tech person, right? I don't know how to set up this stuff. Well, lucky for you, this is a super, super simple, business to set up, and you can have this thing running as soon as tomorrow with literally nothing holding you back. You know what I mean? So, you don't need to be a tech person. This is actually all very, very, very simple. And guys, another one is I've tried all kinds of opportunities and failed, right? I've tried MLM. I've tried, selling on Amazon. I've tried, network marketing. I've tried, all this stuff. And, guys, I cannot stress this point enough. Okay. It does not matter what you've tried in the past. Influencer marketing is huge and nobody's taking advantage of it. Everybody right now is super obsessed with Facebook ads. Okay. That's where their focus is. Oh, if I could just spend more money on Facebook ads. Oh, if I could, occasionally they'll be like, oh, I just want to run some YouTube ads. Well, that's great. But nobody is taking advantage of, the huge, huge opportunity of Instagram right now. And it blows my mind that nobody's doing that. People believe if you want to get on, marketing on Instagram, that you have to actually go through Facebook ads and just target Instagram. And it's ridiculous. So I'm just, I'm really blown away by the fact that there's so much opportunity here for all of us. And I'm actually going to, break, all of these beliefs when we get into this training, and you're going to be like, wow. Okay. So who am I? Who is this guy you're listening to, and why in God's name should you finish watching this presentation, right? Well, my name's Diamond Dave. And, I've actually been right where a lot of you are right now. I've been completely broke. I have 4 kids, a wife, a mortgage, a car note, like all of it. And, I know the struggle. Okay. I actually owned my own tattoo shop for years and years. And, it's just, it was cool. The money was there in the summertime, but when it came to the winter, my income literally dropped by half. So the lifestyle I was trying to afford myself just was not ready. Okay. And don't get me wrong, I still own my shop to this day, but I had to find a way to supplement my income and really, crush it online so that I could actually afford the things that I wanted to do. And, so I just want you guys to know I've tried everything you can think of, right? I mean, I've done MLM, I've done direct sales. I actually still to this day have a Facebook ads agency. I've literally done it all, guys. I've done drop shipping. I've done Shopify. I've done it all. And if you guys have a Shopify store, I'm going to show you guys how to absolutely put that on the fast track using this method. You can absolutely sell from a Shopify store using the exact method that you're going to learn here today. And I also want you guys to know this did not happen overnight, and it's not going to happen for you overnight. You can absolutely start to have success with this even as soon as tomorrow if you put in the work. But it did take me 7 years of trial and error and buying course after course. I've invested well over $15,000 in online courses. I've attended masterminds all over the country. I've paid people for mentorship. Like, you'd be amazed at all the stuff I've done to finally succeed online. And it all ultimately came down to understanding traffic and conversions. And I mean, it's crazy because you invest all that money, but the bottom line is if you can understand how to get traffic, which is what I'm going to teach you here today, how to teach you how to get an unlimited traffic source. So there's absolutely no ceiling on your income. And if you understand conversions, which is basically how to convert that traffic into buyers. Well, the beautiful thing about the method that I'm teaching you here today is that you don't have to understand conversions. All you got to understand is the traffic and why you're doing what you're doing. The fact is that the influencer that you're working with, your partner in this, they're going to be selling to their audience. You don't have to worry about the selling part. You just sit back and leverage the audience. All right. So this is super excited. And, I really don't want you guys to have to go through all the trial and error like I did. So that's why I put this presentation together and I'm giving it away to you guys, because this is going to be your foot in the door to actually generate some income right away that you can invest back into your business. All right. So, I did all of that trial and error, but you don't have to, right? It took me 7 years because I was chasing shiny objects. I would buy one course and then it'd be like, oh, hey, come over here. We're going to do this and teach you this. And, I'd run and jump over there and buy that course. And I never even really finished the courses I bought. It's crazy. And, ultimately I had no why. I had no reason to focus. Like, I just wanted to make a bunch of money. Like, I didn't actually have a why. Now I have plenty of whys, but I didn't have a why. And your why is really, really, really important. You need to understand why you're doing this, why you're trying to make money online, why you want to break away. Is it for freedom? Is it for location freedom? Is it for time freedom? Is it for financial freedom? You need to have a clear why as to why you're doing this. And I personally had no why and no reason to take anything seriously. I was just kind of trying to figure it out as I went. And that was until my daughter turned 4 and got diagnosed with severe autism. That's right, guys. Talk about an eye-opener. When my daughter got diagnosed with autism, we found out that she's going to have 4 classes a week at the hospital, which is 4. It's an hour and a half away from where we live. And we have to drive her there 4 times a week while still trying to run our business and everything else. And it's an absolute nightmare, guys. And it totally was like, you know what? I got to figure something out because even just the gas driving to and from, I drive a Hummer. So you can imagine the gas in my Hummer, like how much gas it takes to keep this thing going. And, so I decided it was time that I decided to dive super deep and make something happen. Again, see, this takes you back to your why. Okay. When you have a why that's super important, that is, can actually create that laser focus for you, then you're going to get results. And, it's sad that it took my daughter getting diagnosed with autism for me to see that. But, at the end of the day, I decided to really crack down and get something going. And the bottom line, guys, is my goal in this training today is going to be to help you find your focus, right? To find your laser focus so that you can actually start generating some income. And, by the end of this training, you're going to have a complete step-by-step roadmap on exactly how to get there. And I'm going to teach you a skill set that very few know and use. Like I said, nobody's taking advantage of this, guys. And, ultimately, I'm going to help you avoid the pitfalls of 90% of entrepreneurs out there. Everybody out there chasing shiny objects are getting nowhere. So if you follow exactly what I'm going to teach you here today, then you can actually start generating some income. And once you're making money, you can figure out which direction you want to go. Do you want to create your own digital products? Do you want to be an affiliate marketer? Do you want to write ebooks and become Amazon top seller? Like, it does not matter, guys. It really does not matter. You just need to start generating some income so you can invest back into your business. I also have an ethical bribe for you guys. If you stick through the entire training, at the very end, I'm going to tell you guys how you can actually get a copy of my new book that's going to be releasing soon. And my book's called Borrowed Authority, and it's a step-by-step guide with images that's going to walk you through this exact process in a lot more detail. Believe me, guys, there's only so much I can pack into a training video like this. And I want to make sure that you can get absolutely every little drop of information to help you be successful with this. So I hope that sounds fair, guys. And if it does, awesome. We're going to get started right now. So the very first thing we need to do, guys, is understand. Okay, so I'm going to help you understand what this model looks like in a nutshell. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find a product. Okay, and we're going to get into each one of these steps, and I'm going to break them down literally to where there is absolutely no question you'll understand. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our payment processor, because when you bring these products to these influencers, you have to have a way set up for you both to get paid. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to reach out to these influencers the right way. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to negotiate terms with these influencers. And finally, I'm going to show you guys how to reap the reward. Okay, this is a super simple 5-step process, but let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we need to find a product, right? So I'm going to recommend AliExpress.com. For those of you that drop ship or that already sell products online, you've probably heard of AliExpress. The best thing about AliExpress is they have super cheap products and shipping, and they handle all the shipping directly to your customer. You don't have to store any products or worry about investing in anything before you actually sell it. And there's no upfront fees and literally thousands of potential products. So this is what AliExpress looks like. This is the website. And when you come to it, you're going to see right here categories. And you can actually choose whatever category of product that you want to look for. You can actually search up here if you're curious. So let's just say we're looking at watches. I just go up to the top and type in watches, right? Well, this is what's going to pull up, and this is all going to be empty, so I'm going to walk you through a little bit of this first. When you first look at a product, there's a few things that you want to do on the page to optimize your results to make sure you're finding the best deals for the best products. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is go to price and put in maximum of $5. Okay, this leaves a lot of room for you to mark up and make a lot more money off of each product. The next thing I'm going to tell you to do is highlight free shipping, because you don't want more profit coming out of your pocket to ship these products, okay? And then you want to go to sort by, and you want to sort by orders. Why? Because let's look right here. This watch is only $2.50 to $2.83. It has almost 5-star reviews out of 1,555 reviews, and they've had 36,201 orders. So do you think that watch sells? Absolutely, that watch sells. You can sell that watch. Now, what you want to do, guys, like I said, sort by $5 in price, free shipping, and sort by orders. And this is going to show you all of the top converting watches. You can see 13,000 orders, 15,000 orders, 19,000 orders, 36,000 orders, and these all have thousands of orders. And this, no matter what product you want to promote, this is exactly how you're going to find super high converting products. Okay? I hope this is making sense, guys. You basically just want to go to AliExpress, and you want to search around and find a product that has a lot of good reviews, a lot of orders, and a really cheap price point. This way you can maximize your profit potential for each product. Okay? Now, moving on, we're going to talk about the payment processor. So this right here is Stripe.com. Okay, this is the best payment processor that you're going to get for your money. And it's actually free, but they charge very minimal fees for each transaction. So they take a little bit off the top to process the money into your bank account, but it's so minimal, guys, it's really just not going to matter. When you come to this website, you just go up here to go right here to create account. And then once you log in, you just go to dashboard, and then it'll, pretty much everything will be super simple and laid out for you. I shouldn't really have to go into all that. Just make a Stripe account because it doesn't cost you anything to create the account. All right. Next, we're going to talk about how to find an influencer. Now, obviously, we're talking about Instagram. So this is Instagram. And if you go to the top up here to the search bar and you type in, let's just say survival. Let's say I'm selling a tactical flashlight, right? You're going to go up here and type in survival. And then right here, the very first one, survivalhacks.instagram. Okay? That's the very first one you see. Now, any of these with a hashtag, do not click those. Those are hashtags. That just means it's things people are searching. Any of the ones without a hashtag are actual pages. And you want to find pages that have, like I said, a minimum of 500,000 followers if you're me. But really and truly, anything over, 80,000 to 100,000 followers is going to suffice, and you're going to make money. Now, so let's just say we like this one here, survivalhacks.instagram. So now we're on their page. Now let's notice a few things really quickly. First of all, they have 104 posts. They have 283,000 followers. Okay. And if you look at you want to actually check out their material, but this first one here, this video, has 214,000 engagements and 92 comments. That is incredibly powerful. So if you're, marketing a tactical flashlight and you get them to promote that flashlight for you, you're going to get like a lot of engagement on your post, and ultimately you're going to drive them back to your product page where they can buy. But guys, that's insane. That's an insane amount of engagement. It really is. It's crazy. So let's move on to this second one here. 37.7 thousand engagements and 5 comments. Now this one isn't as popular as this one, but that's still a heck of a lot of engagement. Imagine if just 50 people bought your product just from this one shout out, you know what I mean? And that's crazy. If you get the 200,000 engagements, you may sell, 5,000 products. It's insane how that works. So let's look at this one again. 37,000, right? 5 comments, messages. And this one has 71,000 engagements. Okay, so notice the engagements are, very high for this page. You got 71,000, 37,000, and 214,000, with this one having 26 comments. Now, guys, I want you to understand something. If they're getting this kind of engagement, just imagine when they do a shout out and post your product and a link to go buy it. They're going to get tons and tons of engagement. The other good thing about knowing the engagement that these guys are getting is that, the kind of rapport that the page owner has with, their audience, these guys. These people obviously have a really good, relationship with their followers. Otherwise, they would not be getting engagement like that. Okay? So, moving on. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, Dave, I do a lot of my work on my computer, not from my phone, and I don't know how I'm supposed to reach out to these guys to get them to promote my product. Well, there's actually a really cool app that I want to share with you guys. It's called Flume. You can go to Google and type in Flume, and this is going to be the first thing that pops up. And it's actually Instagram for desktop, and it allows you to be able to message. Okay, you can message people. So when you open Flume, okay, it's going to have a 2, and you're going to type in the name of the page, survivalhacks.ig, and notice it pops up right here. Now, when that pops up, you're just going to click on this little plus sign right here, and then it's going to give you the opportunity to write them a message. Okay, this will drop down, and it'll be at the very bottom, and you can actually send them a message. Now we're going to get into exactly what you want to say to them to get them to promote you. Now, obviously, if you come at them in a really spammy way, they're not going to take you seriously and they're not going to want to promote your product. So, they only want to do what's in the best interest for their community. So I've put together a little script, and you guys can write this down, or I may actually give you guys a copy of the slide that has this on there, because it is a lot to write. But I'm going to share with you a quick script that you guys can actually use to leverage these Instagram influencers. Okay? So this is what I say. And I've done this twice with this same exact script, and it worked like gangbusters. So here we go, guys. Hey, I'm Diamond Dave, and I love the content that you post on Instagram. I remember a post that you put up last Wednesday about XYZ. And I also saw that you've built a huge following in the survival niche. Well, it just so happens that I sell survival gear, and I would love to speak with you about promoting some of my products to your audience. If you're interested in hearing more about how this can benefit you and your audience, please message me back to discuss in detail. Okay? Super simple. And I want to break this down real quick. There's a reason I put this in bold. Okay, so if you just message a page out of the blue, you don't follow them, you don't know anything about them, and you say, hey, I saw you had a huge following, I'd love for you to market my crap. Well, they're less inclined to do that. But there's this thing called reciprocity, and you can create reciprocity by, relating to them. Hence why I said mention a post from a week ago, or a month ago, or a year ago. You want to mention a post that you saw from them not on that very same day. So you want to make it seem like you've kind of followed their page for a while. You've kind of engaged yourself. You want them to feel like, you're asking them to do this because you really believe in them and their audience. So mentioning a post from a week ago or a little longer is actually going to play big in your favor. Okay? It makes you seem more real, like a real person. And then, you mentioned, hey, I saw that you had a huge audience in this niche. Well, it just so happens that I sell these kind of products. So you're not telling them, hey, I went to AliExpress and I found a product that, I think your audience would like, and I'd love for you to push this product to them. You're saying, hey, I actually sell stuff in this niche too. We have this in common. So, that basically just makes you look better in their eyes, not like you're just some random drop shipper, right? And, you let them know, I'd love to speak with you about promoting some of my products to your audience. If you're interested in hearing more, now notice you're not being pushy. You're saying, hey, if you're interested in hearing more about how this can benefit you and your audience, then message me back and we'll discuss it in detail. Smiley face. This is literally the script I've used twice. One time I did $18,460. And the other promotion that I ran was for actually a Husky cell phone case. And that one did about $12,000. And these were both over 5-day campaigns. So understand, I've never made anything less than 12 grand doing this. And it's all in doing it the right way. So now let's talk about the most important thing, right? Negotiating the terms of promotion. This is key. There's a few things that you have to absolutely make sure that the influencer does. And this is where the whole, let's talk in further detail comes into play. So first of all, you want them to understand they're going to get 50% of product sales. Now, do not include your back end sales, like your upsells, your downsells, all that. None of that matters. All that matters is the tactical flashlight that I'm speaking to them about promoting. Okay? You want to make sure they understand they're going to get 50% of all sales. That's a fair number. They're the ones who worked hard to build that audience. It's free traffic for you and essentially free money. So you literally, only thing you have to do is give them a link to your product page and they promote and they make money. It's super simple, but there is a little bit of, actionable steps that they have to take to ensure that this works the way it's supposed to. Number one, they must post twice daily for 5 days. So you want to run a 5-day campaign and you want to create scarcity. You want them to understand, hey, this is only available for 5 days. And then when the next day hits, hey, this is only available for 4 more days. Hey, there's only 3 more days, and so forth and so on. Hey, we're reaching the final day. You want these guys to really be pushing the hell out of that scarcity. That is key. All right. And you need to let them know that they must engage with comments on posts regularly. You have no access to their following and their Instagram page. So they have to be responsible enough when somebody asks a question about the product, or when somebody says, hey, why are you recommending this to us? They got to have a rebuttal. They got to be able to go on there and say, hey, check this out. This is why we only work with people who pay commission, who will take commission. If they won't take commission, they want an upfront fee, don't work with them, because this means that they probably can't sell their way out of a paper bag. And that's just the reality of it. If they could sell, they'd be more than happy to take the commission because they'd make way more money. But if they tell you, I'll do it for you, but you got to pay me $2,500 up front, be like, no thanks. Because they're telling you that they need the money up front because they know they're not going to get you any results. Don't waste your time. Very, very important. That's a little pro tip for you. And then, as long as they do these things, as long as they understand they're getting 50% of the sales, which entices them, as long as they understand they must post twice daily for 5 days, and as long as they understand that they must engage with comments on posts and messages and things like that regularly, not every 5 minutes, obviously. They don't have to sit on it for 5 days, but, every couple hours, just respond to whatever's there. And ultimately, guys, if you follow this formula, you're going to reap the reward. This will make you a ton of money, a lot of it. And, just make sure that you're following this training to a T. Don't skip any steps. Don't try to jump ahead. Literally do this step by step. Okay? And if you want to scale, it's simply as easy as reaching out to more influencers. You can use the same exact product and have 4 or 5 influencers marketing it. Let's say you hit up 30 influencers and 5 of them promote. Well, if you make $12,000 per influencer for over 5 days, well, you just made like 60, 70 grand. So take this seriously. It works. I promise you, you will get insane results. And be watching out for more content from me. And guys, listen, as far as my book goes, I'm going to blast out something in this group. And here's the key. I need to know that you stayed until the end of this training to get a free copy of my book. So this is how it goes. Okay, really, really simple. If you want a free copy of the book, then when I put that post in this page, I want you to comment taco. That's it. Taco. T-A-C-O. If you comment taco, then you're going to get a free copy of my book personally. I will inbox it to you. And that just lets me know that you watched this entire training to the end, because you wouldn't know the word taco to post if you didn't. So real simple. But the book is going to be amazing, because here's what the book's going to do. So in this, I broke down exactly how the process works. Okay. But are you going to sell your product through a Shopify store, or are you going to sell your product through, let's say, a sales funnel, right? Or are you going to use, an app? Like, how are you going to sell your product? How are you going to get your product in front of these eyes when these influencers promote them? This is key. And my book is going to break down how to utilize sales funnels to absolutely crush it, and how to create order bumps and one-time offers and upsells and downsells. My book's going to be amazing, guys. You're going to absolutely love this book. I'm going to be selling the book for $19.95. But if you comment taco on that post, when you see it about my book, it'll be like the front of the book, the cover and everything. If you comment taco in this group on that post, then you will totally get inboxed a copy of my book for free. You don't even got to opt in. You ain't got to give me your email, nothing. Like, you're going to get a copy of my book absolutely 100% for free. And, guys, I really hope you take this seriously and do it, because the reward is absolutely incredible. You're going to be blown away by how this works. And, I look so forward to giving you more value. I'm going to be posting a crap load more content in this group. Everything from email marketing. I'm going to teach you how to do direct sales. I'm going to teach you how to find even better products than AliExpress. Guys, I'm going to show you the works. So make sure that you stay engaged with this group. I want you to give me a badass comment below this video if you found this absolutely incredible. Please give me like the craziest comments you can think of. That just fuels my fire to want to keep giving you guys amazing content. And I hope you love it, and I will post tomorrow. Until then, I will see you later.